walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just I'm walking. I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. I'm walking. I'm walking. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just I'm walking. I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. Great White Isn't, y'all. Great White Isn't. Oh my goodness. I am a little slow, y'all. Ooh. Hey, thanks for coming on the walk. I went roller skating yesterday. But guess who's on the walk today? Amy Chapman. She lived enough to see freedom come to us. But what a story, but the history is in the blood. And then we got Ben, like Hori or Hooray, Horry. He's on a walk today. And then we have Wes Bradley. And he's on a walk with me this morning. So just let me go over and give him a little pen. And then we're going to start the walk. Yes! I went roller skating yesterday. Hoop-de-ha! Hoop-de-ha! Ha ha ha! Oh, how about putting the computer on? The camera on. You know what? Y'all go ahead for the walk. I was so busy doing something else. I didn't even give me no air. Hold on. Well, y'all keep going. As y'all see from that video, I was skating on my own. Engaging my core. And my thigh muscles. Oh my goodness. How's these cameras look? Okay. Y'all can see the feet. That's the most important thing to me. That you see the feet moving. As slowly as they may be moving. They is moving. Oh shoot. I got a light I need to bring down here. I think it worked good. Anyway, thanks for coming on the walk. Like, comment, share. Tell an aunt, uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Okay, I'm getting hot. Just getting ready. Oh my goodness. If y'all see the video, the whole time I'm skating, I'm like this because this whole core and these muscles are working it out, keeping me balanced. That's the whole reason. Remember, if you go back to the old tapes for the walk, it's for the balance. So no matter how balanced I think I am, balancing on a blade and roller skates, different kind of balancing. Whew. These muscles are engaged, so you're always adjusting them. Just like a little kid when they start walking. Well, the folks have started eating themselves. They did a terrorist thing in North Carolina. They said because of some drag queen show. Y'all. when your old family member is a pedophile, running around through the whole everybody in the family, incesting everybody, the adults, they don't open their damn mouth. But when that little boy that was abused by your family pedophile or incester grows up and pick the lifestyle, because that's what you introduced him to, then you get mad at him. You don't get mad at that pedophile running through the family doing all that fuck shit. No, you know that. No, I ain't mad at them. Oh, we don't want no prostitutes, sex workers over here. We don't want no sex. But you don't say nothing when that pedophile family member is running up through the family, touching and abusing on all the little girls and boys. And the results of that is that you have a child as a sex worker. Why you mad at the sex worker? Why you ain't stopped that pedophile running up through that family? I can't remember what show it was. It was some family get together. And they basically said, stay away from Uncle Leroy, because he be touching on your kids. I don't even know why you're here, but don't let your kids near him. And I started laughing. I was like, that's how it should be. So you got all this family member coming in, all the booze drinking, all the merriment, and some kid is going to be abused, sexually abused, by one of the adult merrymakers or one of the cousins. Them cousins can be a nasty piece of work. Trust me, I know. And you don't call that out. I tell you. No. There's some family members I couldn't be around now. I'm glad I'm not around them, because I'd have to call them out. I have to say, no, you can't sit on his lap. Because I woke up one morning to somebody freaking choking me, and it was him. He don't care. As long as his dick is hard, that's all he want to take care of. And we're the weaker sex. I remember when I was growing up, they said, oh, the Hatfields and McCoys. Oh, a woman can't be president because she'll get her period and she'll hit the wrong button. How can a man be president? His dick get hard, he can't think of nothing. He will rape a kid. You want to know exactly what I'm talking about? That Federal Express guy. Overwhelmed, consumed, that he had to snatch that little girl and do what he did. That's how strong their urges are. So who the hell is the weakest sex? When I get my menstrual cycle, I don't kill. I get angry, but I don't kill. Those women have used it as a defense. Very few. But constantly, men are killing to satisfy their sexual urges. How the hell are women the weaker sex? That's what I call Hatfield and McCoy shit. Men think better than women. Not if his dick is hard, he can't think. He has to relieve it. What was that guy on CNN? Brother was having some penis issues. He had to relieve himself doing the meeting. And he was on the Zoom meeting. He couldn't control himself. He couldn't hold it. But women of the week said, how the hell, oh, that stupid book. Oh, y'all celebrating right now. Yeah. And real Hatfield and McCoy BS. I used to always say, I couldn't understand that story. A God came down and screwed a woman while her husband was laying next to her sleeping. She got pregnant. And because of taxes in Egypt, they had to or to pay taxes in Egypt, or to something with the story, with the whole story. Whoo, child. And then there was no room at the inn. And they wound them in a barn with the animals. And he is the one that comes up. Let me tell you something. I've been in this world 64 years. If you born in a barn with animals, you ain't gonna be the king of nothing. You ain't getting no goddamn breaks. You is gonna be poor. And trust me, if you're not Joseph's child, you're a bastard. You're not the king of nothing. And they'll do everything to make your life a living hell, though you had nothing to do with the conception. That's what I call Hatfield and McCoys. But when you're born into it, and it's done every year, and it's press one, and even in your head you're saying, this makes no sense. This makes absolutely no sense. And they keep telling you, no, don't look at it as it says. Just believe. Tell yourself it's so. Well, why can't I tell myself I was a fucking millionaire? Why you ain't never sat down and told me to tell myself to believe I'm a successful businesswoman? Why you never had me sit down and tell me to believe I am a landowner with so much property? Why you ain't sit down and tell me that I am going to be an owner of Asante sheep and Zulu cows? Why you ain't never set me down and tell me to believe that? I remember we used to call him Turtle in the church. He was a deacon. We used to call him Deacon Turtle. And he said, I don't even know how to read. I couldn't even, but I knows the Bible. And everybody used to say, yeah. And I'm like, how the fuck you know the Bible? You don't even know how to read it. But he was Brother Hype. He was also Brother Nasty. He always wanted to tell you what is wrong with the women's and what the women's need to be doing. And how God ain't happy with the women's. But when you're born into it, my daughter wasn't born into it. She was born. She had an outering. She's gone in. So she wasn't born in it. She lived in it, and I told her how to live around it. How not to take it in, but to know about it. See, I got on my favorite blue earrings. I don't want to say earrings no more because I can't even get my order. She got so many orders. So, But then you get mad. And so they turned off the electricity, some kind of sabotage thing, because there was going to be a drag show or something like that. Hatfields and McCoy shit. But you won't stop the family that's running through there, rubbing and touching on little boys and girls, making them take their penis in their mouth. No, you ain't gonna stop him. Him, you ain't gonna stop. Not to say all gays came about being like that from being abused by adults, but what I can say is the ones I've known in my life, yeah, that's how they became. T.S. Madison, and she's a drag queen. Sorry, she's a transgender woman. She is the only one that I know, and not personally, but I've seen on YouTube. And she made the decision herself to be gay. She knew that that's what she was from birth. But the gay men that I've met and boys I've met in my life, it has always been a teacher, an uncle, a cousin, sometimes a neighbor. Sometimes boys that you just think are your friends. It turns into something sexual. Or they start abusing you. So, folks was without electricity in North Carolina, because that's how the Hatfields and McCoy handle stuff. You make the situation, and then I don't like it. God don't like figs. Dumb shit like that. I can't wait till the Hatfields and McCoys eat themselves. I can't wait till they eat themselves, which eventually they'll do. We just got to stand back and stay out of it and let them eat themselves. So, basically, the terrorist is out. They're eating themselves, and let them continue to do thus. Because the government ain't going to get them, honey. They up in them hollers and them hills. And that's what they run back up there to. It ain't no federal man, ain't no government man going to go up there. There's too many dead bodies up in them hills, honey. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking, just moving, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. I'm back, y'all. I realized that this started a little late. Honey, them Hatfields and McCoys. Uh-oh. Who did I move? I kicked somebody. Yep. Up in them hills and hollows, honey. They eating dogs, raping babies, doing everything. It's a whole different law. It's the law of the hills. Like it's the law of the lowlands. And they take no responsibility for being a part of. Oh yeah, I forgot the biggest part. You take them to this church, you put them in a room with these men, you close the door and you walk out, and he's getting religious instruction. Duh, religious instruction involves sex. When you have to close a door with your son or your child and an adult, the only lessons going to be done is sexually. If you can't sit in that corner with them and stare somebody down, if you're in there, yes, it'll be lessons. If you ain't in there, okay. If you're in there, it will be religious lessons. If you're not in there, it ain't gonna be no religious lessons. It's gonna be sexual lessons. As they call it, grooming. So all the gays I've known, all the lesbians, not a lot of them I've met, but they was from rape. The lesbians I met, they were either raped or out of such an abusive relationship that they refused to have anything more to do with men. Somebody told them late that men are dangerous. Y'all better get that email early. Your knight in shining armor. Let's talk about a knight. Just the fact that you're saying knight lets you know it's a violent person. Hatfields and McCoys make you think that the knight is there to protect you. That's bullshit. The main reason for the knight is war. And that knight has a long sword. And the sword is sharp and it has two edges. It can smite down an opponent, or it might cut off the head of a woman. And you don't teach your kids that. Don't teach your kids that. I was listening to a true crime book, and of course, the husband killed the wife. He was a doctor, and he did everything to her already. He called her names, whores, sluts, everything in front of the kids' company, and they would say to her, "Why did you say anything?" And she said, "Oh," the wife. She said, "Oh, you know, it's just easier to let him go and say what he wants to say. He's not hurting anyone. Just let him blow off steam." So then, they're coming from being out of the family thing, where he's calling her everything unimaginable and imaginable. And he drives outside and he slaps her. She was so shocked. He'd never do anything like that before. He was never violent like that before. Never. So then, those in the car, they go home. And they have one child. So then, since you just slap around the mother, might as well start slapping around the child. Started slapping around the child, torturing the child. Not sexually, but just beating her, punishing her, if he felt like it. So then, he had done he ran over he hit the car and ran over her foot, but convinced her that it was a mistake. Now he called me all kind of low-life hoes. How is that a mistake? You're irrelevant to him. You're nothing to him. Of course he'll run over your foot. He'll run over your freaking head. So finally, she decides to leave him. Now this is after 20 years of taking abuse from him, kissing his ass, just because it's easier. It's just easier to go along. The physical stuff that you found out from the daughter, the physical things that he used to do to her, You know, you just gotta go along with it. And then he went and he shot her 13 times when she tried to leave him. I think she had gotten her own place. And he went to her house. And when the daughter opened the door and the wife saw, ex-wife saw, she said, "You're not supposed to be here. I have a protective order. Get out. Get out." And he pulled out some kind of semi-automatic thing. Anyway, she went out with 13 bullets in the chest, so she had no chest. "20 years of taking abuse? Of course he missed you. Of course he was going to kill you if you got away. That's 20 years. Told my daughter women are smarter than men. Men are beasts. That's all they know. They're controlled by their pins. That's all they know. But women are smarter. I haven't had to lift my hand to a man, but he always knew where I stood. And you know, that's what they used to say about African American women. When I was younger, they used to call us beasts. They don't know how to act. Because basically, we was taught, if a white man get in your face, go the fuck off. And that's what we did. If he stand too near to you or bump you because he's nasty, go the fuck off. So you can be sitting on the train and you hear somebody say, "You better back off. You better back off me." Don't stand next to me. Don't get that. But then they started calling us beasts. So we said, "Oh, we want to be like the women, like the white women, defenseless." The Hatfield and McCoy women, defenseless. I'll just take it. My stepmother was a Hatfield and McCoy. It's just easier. I have to say stuff like, "Ooh, you gonna make me kill you." We gotta break this up right now. I ain't doing it. I'm not playing no games with you. I'm not doing all that stuff. I knows you're dangerous. Like I said, all you gotta do is wake up a few times being choked to fucking death, and you know when shit is serious. But she didn't think it was. And I listen to all these women, and it's Hatfield and McCoy women. Said, "Well, you know, I was married once already, and I really didn't want the marriage to break up. So you let him take knives and throw it at you because you want to stay married?" Guess what? I said, "You know what? I've been married twice. I don't want to get married again." Guess what I did? I didn't get married again. I didn't live with anyone. Because that's not what I want to do. But these cults. So now North Carolina, they then came down from the hills. They came down from the hills to attack the Capitol. And them Hatfields and McCoys, they got enough folks in legislation, in the Congress and the Senate. They got plenty of Hatfields and McCoys. They should be satisfied, but they're so greedy. They're so greedy they want it all. They don't even know what all is. But whatever it is, they want it. Those Hatfields and McCoys, I wish there was somewhere the earth could just do one wipe and get rid of all of them. My ancestors laughing. Just one swoop. All the Hatfields and McCoys. priests going around dealing the kids. No, that's not a problem. Oh, he's gay. Go back and kick that priest's ass, you man. Go back and kick that pedophile's ass. Go back and kick that coach's ass if you so mad. But no, you get mad the wrong goddamn way. You get mad at the damn victim and not the predator. Because that's how Hatfields and McCoy do it. It's not predatism. He got the drone on you first. That's what they said about Ruttenberg. How he got off? He got the drop on him first. And in Hatfield and McCoy land, that's law. If you got dropped first, you innocent. I mean, no. If you drop folks first, you innocent. Because if you had to drop them, they would have dropped you. Oh, ancestors, these Hatfields and McCoys, you had them. They were in government and running stuff after your enslavement, and they still doing that stuff. But it got to end. But the only way it ends is for them to eat themselves. You got to step back. Hatfields and McCoy killed almost 1 million of themselves to keep the conquered enslaved. To keep the conquered enslaved. But remember, if you're a conquered people, that means you was once a conqueror. Yes. Ancestors. And now, besides the extortion for the medical stuff, now here's the thing about them. You gotta pay taxes on your Social Security. So though that money comes out before you ever get the money from Social Security, you still got to pay taxes on the whole Social Security as it would. Like if that $200 was still in there, I'm paying taxes for everything, $200. Though they take the $200 out first before I even get it. They say 176, but so. Oh yeah, and then on top of that, I'm gonna have to pay taxes. So. Just let me get my cows and my goats. Hatfield and McCoys. Yes. Like, comment, share, tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. I guess I'm going to have to call Tyrone to fix this. This is new. Let's keep it with some black tape. Yes, thanks for coming on the walk. Subscribe. Be good to yourself. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for coming on the walk.